is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What is up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes. Wishing all you dads a happy Father's Day. Hope you had a good Father's Day weekend. Hope you had a nice barbecue, all that good stuff. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about some quarterback contracts, some Twitter polls, X polls, whatever you want to call it, guys. I don't care. So some pricey passers, overpaid QBs. And on our Father's Day, you remember when your dad told you, go out there, get that job, do your best, work hard, get the dirt underneath your fingernails, all that stuff. Be gritty. He didn't go out there and say, be subpar. You know what I mean? That's against everything. But the NFL, if you're a quarterback, and not even a very good quarterback, you get paid a lot of money. And I got the stats here to prove it, guys. I'll show it to you, okay? Trust me. And, Dak Prescott, he's a dad now. Happy Father's Day to you. You were about to get some major, major cash, whether it's from the Cowboys or whoever. I don't think Jerry lets Dak walk. But I couldn't have Jordan on this pod because he's just so happy about this Trevor Lawrence contract, and it doesn't quite make sense. If you had a clogged toilet, sorry to get graphic for you, and a plumber came and just kind of fixed it, but got clogged again. Let's not say clogged toilet because, hey, man, like some people can clog toilets, if you know what I'm talking about. If you got a plumber, your sink won't drain, your shower won't drain, toilet's overflowing, and he fixes it, but he leaves it a mess, and it still is not flushing quite right unless you pop the lid off. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna call that plumber again? You gonna pay him a lot of money? And you kind of put him on that list, like, yeah, he got the job done, but was it great? No. And, I don't want to hear like he didn't have a coach his rookie year. It's been a dumpster fire. This is basically his second year. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, I don't want to hear that stuff because no one says that about Daniel Jones. No one says like didn't have a coach his first year, didn't have wide receivers, all this stuff. I don't want to hear it, guys. Why are these guys getting paid so much money? It simply doesn't make sense. So with all that being said, guys, here's some of the stats I got to back it up. You want to head over to YouTube at tffdudes. Remember, don't be rude, share the dudes. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Underdog. Here's the stats right here, guys. Okay. Trevor Lawrence has played 50 games, Daniel Jones has played 60 games, and Gardner Minshew's played 49. Pretty similar, you know what I'm saying? Passing yards, Trevor Lawrence comes in second. Daniel Jones has thrown the most passing yards in this group. He has 10 more games, but he's thrown for 12,000 passing yards. I'm rounding down, okay? Trevor Lawrence has thrown for 11,000, and Gardner Minshew's thrown for 9,000. No big deal. We'll give the edge in passing yards to Daniel Jones. There we go. TDs, Daniel Jones has 62 TDs. Trevor Lawrence has 58. And what do you know? Gardner Minshew has 59 TDs. So Trevor Lawrence is the third highest touchdown passer on this list. And just, not to get Jaguar fans all riled up. I remember Minshew Mafia. Everybody loved Minshew Mafia. Everybody wants Gardner Minshew to be good. But no one thinks that Gardner Minshew should get paid a lot of money. I think Gardner Minshew is getting paid for the right price. If you had a leak in your faucet, he'd come and fix it and he'd charge you a fair price. He's not going to be like Trevor Lawrence where, the tub's overflowing and he's going to charge you way more money and you're still going to be like, did you really fix the problem, buddy? You know what I'm talking about? You really fixed the problem? We've all had people that have come and done work for us and we're just like, I wasn't happy with that service. Whether you're a pizza delivery guy, a teacher, whatever, okay? We all know those people that just don't quite get the job done. Then they're like shocked that you didn't tip them. You know what I mean? It's like Trevor Lawrence is that guy at Starbucks that when you order your drink from him, he's like shocked that you didn't give him a 25% tip at the register. You know what I'm saying? And I like Trevor Lawrence. I just think this is ridiculous. And maybe I'm just a bitter Cowboys fan that's mad that Dak is going to break the bank because he's put up good stats. Yeah, he's not good in playoffs. But when you have all these yahoos out here, when Patrick Mahomes is the 10th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, you think they aren't going to pay Dak? You think they aren't going to pay Dak with all the money that Patrick Mahomes is? Well, he has that that 10-year guaranteed contract. Like all of a sudden, it doesn't even look that good. Okay, and I'm sorry I don't have Patrick Mahomes' number here. Okay, on his salary, but let's go back to the list here. Okay, why don't we? TDs. We give the edge to Daniel Jones. Hey, he has 10 more games than Trevor Lawrence. But Gardner Minshew has one less game than Trevor Lawrence, has more passing TDs than Trevor Lawrence. It's only by one, but he still has more. Interceptions. Daniel Jones leads this category as well. He's thrown 40 interceptions in 60 games. He's done 10 more games. Trevor Lawrence has thrown 39 in 10 fewer games. Gardner Minshew, the turnover QB you want here, has thrown 24 interceptions. So, like I said, Gardner Minshew's the gritty guy that, he's going to get the job done. Maybe it's not perfect, but you're going to be like, hey, man, that was a good price. It's kind of like the, you know what I'm saying? Like it's quality. It's not the best quality, but you don't walk away mad. You know what I'm saying? When I go to Taco Bell and I see the price, I'm like, it's fast food, but I don't feel like I'm getting gouged like McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, you're like, what did I just pay for? It doesn't even make sense anymore. You know what I'm saying? Taco Bell is very expensive too. I don't want to get in the food rant because I can go on and on and on about all that. Okay. So, and stick around for the Twitter polls, guys. We're not going to just talk about Pricey Passers. All right. Coming back here. Win-loss record. Trevor Lawrence is 20-30. Daniel Jones is 24-33-1. And what do you know? Gardner Minshew, 22-27. Not too shabby, Gardner, for kind of a backup guy. He had some fun seasons in Jacksonville with DJ Shark, all that stuff. So, hey, not bad. This is where it gets a little gross, guys. This is where you go like, hey, I'm not happy with my service. I'm not tipping you. All that good stuff. It's like so Trevor Lawrence, $55 million per year. Daniel Jones, $40 million per year. Gardner Minshew, $15 million per year. With these stats, I think $15 million is very fair. I think that's good. I don't have Dak Prescott's numbers here, but I think we'd all agree that his stats are way better than all that right there. So, yeah, he's not that good in playoffs. Is Trevor Lawrence? Yeah, it's still young. He's still young. No one makes these excuses for Daniel Jones not having wide receivers, having tight ends that retire and start rapping, all that stuff. But everybody makes all these excuses for Trevor Lawrence, and I'm sure we're going to hear plenty of them on Thursday. So that's just all I'm going to say about that. But guys, what do you think about all these quarterback contracts? I think that there needs to be a correction with the QBs. I get it's the most important position. I'm not arguing that. But can we please quit rewarding mediocrity like this? That's all I'm asking. Today's world, we would reward everything. You know what I mean? This is a perfect example of a generation that was raised by participation awards, is what this is with all these quarterback payments. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is making a living off of what he did in college. Not to say he won't be good this year. I actually like Trevor Lawrence. I like what the Jags were doing for the most part. I just don't think there's any need for him to. Hey, in 5 years, they're going to be happy with this contract because that's how stupid these quarterback contracts have become. And I don't think anyone will argue with that. Give a like, give a subscribe. And here's some of the Twitter polls. We'll quit talking about that. Happy Father's Day. Sorry to bring your guys' dads into all this, and I'm sure you're all doing a great job at work. Our first Twitter poll of the day, we have, who is Jordan Love's number one wide receiver? And this is for fantasy football. We had a good amount of votes here. 33.6% said Jaden Reed's the number one. 29.2% said Christian Watson. 20.4% said Romeo Dubs, and 16.8% said they said Wicks. Okay, I'm not going to try to read that name. Had people calling me out in group text saying I don't know how to read all that stuff. That ain't cool, guys. Don't pay me because I can read, or really don't pay me at all. I don't even know why I went there. I'm a mediocre reader. You're not going to pay me to read an audiobook. Point proven right there. Man. When healthy, I got to say Christian Watson's number one. I'm going to go with Christian Watson. This is really weird because I really like Jordan Love. I'm excited for the Packers. I just don't know what to think of this receiving core. They're young. They're good. But I got to go with Christian Watson. I'm going to go with the guy at the draft capital. He went and did all that work for his hamstring, going to all those special doctors, all that stuff. So I'm going to go with Christian Watson as the number one here this year, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Fantasy Football Dudes. For cheering for the underdog has never been this exciting. And if you like simple, fast, and fun, then Underdog Sports is the perfect place for you. All you got to do is choose 2 to 5 of your favorite players' stats. The more you pick, the more you can win. Get 5 picks right and 20 times your money. Pick them, watch them, win them. Underdog is the easiest place to play DFS. I forgot to mention it's best ball season. So break out your swim trunk and join a best ball mania today. Promo code DUDES will match up to $100. Let's go win some money.
All right, next poll we got here. We have who will have a better fantasy football season, half-point PPR, Devontae Adams or Marvin Harrison Jr.? 51.6% said Devontae Adams. 48.4% said Marvin Harrison Jr. 190 total votes. Guys, this seems crazy to me. I cannot fathom drafting a rookie wide receiver over Devontae Adams. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. I like Kyler Murray. I like the Cardinals. I like what they're doing over there. I like their coach. I just don't think you can draft a rookie wide receiver over Devontae Adams. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm going to wait one more year before I draft a rookie. I feel like we always get burned by these rookie wide receivers. I think Marvin Harrison is going to be good. I just think it's going to take him a couple games. And when you're drafting someone in the second round, I don't think you want to wait a couple games. Let's just pump the brakes on Marvin Harrison Jr. a little bit. If the ADP is right, if he stops dropping, I'm totally cool with it. I'm giving you the green light. At the draft capital right now, I cannot go with a rookie wide receiver who is unproven. Next on my list here, I have who will have a better fantasy season, George Pickens or T. Higgins. T. Higgins just, did the franchise tag, ready to go. He's going to be, some say he's maybe the best number 2 wide receiver in the NFL. I'm not sure. I do like T. Higgins though. I think on this one right here, guys, I love George Pickens. I love what the Steelers do with wide receivers. I think Russell Wilson can get him the ball. I'm going to go T. Higgins here. I'm going to give the slight edge to T. Higgins. I have them very close to each other in ADP. I think with him signing his franchise tag, I think he's going to go out there, prove something. But I got to give the nod to T. Higgins here, right here. Before he signed his franchise tag, I was leaning a little bit George Pickens. I think this is just revenge tour here by T. Higgins. So I think he's going to tee off. He's have a good season. I'm going T. Higgins over George Pickens right there. Is maybe the strongest number 2 wide receiver in the NFL. I think people might, disagree with that. Maybe some do. Let me know who you think the best number 2 wide receiver is in the NFL. Last one here. I got a sophomore showdown here for you. I got who's more likely to break out this year, Jackson Smith-Njigba or Josh Downs. I really like Anthony Richardson. I really want him to be good. As long as Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are there, I'm going to keep fading Jackson Smith-Njigba. I'm going to go with Josh Downs here. 76% said JSN, 23 said Josh Downs. I'm leaning Josh Downs. I think Anthony Richardson's going to have a great year this year. I'm going to give him the nod. I know they just got the rookie receiver. They got Michael Pittman, but I'm really excited for Josh Downs this year. And I just feel like he had a little better season last year. Maybe JSN, has a good offseason. Maybe he finally surpasses Tyler Lockett. I really don't know what to think about the whole Seattle thing, what's going on over there. But hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. This has been fun. Sorry for all the Jaguars fans I offended, except Jordan. It's been good. We'll see you guys on Thursday with some wide receiver rankings. Happy Father's Day to all the dads listening out there. And remember, don't be rude, share the dudes. And as always, guys, hit that subscribe, but also take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.